All right, so again, this is the truth, man. Let's continue in this. This is not the time to promote marriage. But I want to make sure y'all understand me. And disclaimer, I'm all for marriage. It's just the way people think and the way people act right now, collectively, as a whole, as the majority. This is not the time to promote marriage, and anybody trying to do so because they have that one little good marriage is doing you a great injustice. Because y'all ever heard the phrase, and I'm sure y'all all have, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That phrase applies to women because there's a big difference between women and how they act after a lot of sex and men and how they act after a lot of sex. A man is going to be the same. He can put it this way. A man can grow to love a woman much quicker after having a lot of sex partners than a woman can grow to love a man. That's just the facts. Like our chemicals, the chemicals in our bodies are different. It's not the same for men and women. It's just not. That's why you can see playboys that end up getting married and they be totally different in their marriage. But why do I say this is not the time to promote marriage? Let's get into it. Because marriage is not for lazy people, and marriage is not for selfish people, which Americans in general, all races, that's not just blacks, y'all stupid if y'all believe in these stereotypes. For one, it's black people that work hard, just not lazy. And for two, I was getting ready to show y'all a video, but it was too far. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show y'all white panhandlers here in this area. So when Pearly Things made her little racist comments, I'm going to show y'all that that's just pure foolishness because there is a whole bunch of white panhandlers in the city of Milwaukee. So you can't make generalizations like that. So marriage is not for lazy people. Marriage is not for selfish people. Marriage is not for people with a double standard. So it's not for unfair people either. These are all the things that create problems in relationships. Double standards. Like, you know how women think because you're a man, things are supposed to be different and certain stuff. Like for instance, like a woman sit there and talk to her male coworkers all day, all night, overly friendly, conversations they shouldn't have. But the minute you do it, it's a problem. It's a problem. They can stay on the phone all night with men. But the minute you do it, it's a problem. Do not let women do you like that. Do not let them, because for one, when they get out of control like that, where they're trying to dominate you and they yelling at you, first of all, ain't no woman supposed to be yelling at no man, because you know good and well, most of the time you can't whoop him. So if he was that type to go upside your head, all you gonna do is call the police. So stop yelling at him like you can beat him up. And a lot of women be believing they can beat their man up, and then they find out the hard way that they can't. So now they want to mess your record up. They want DV and all this and all that. These are the reasons why marriage should not be promoted right now. You got to get back to morals. You got to get back to self-control. You got to get back to those godly aspects of character and behavior before you promote marriage. See, these preachers, they just, get married. Yeah, dude, most preachers do not know the Bible. They just preach what they think. They don't know what the Bible is really teaching. They don't know. Well, man, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, that's your wife, but she ain't your slave. He be in there taking her side. You be like, man, she ain't had sex with me in 5 months. Well, she has a right to say no and this, that, and the other. Listen, if you got a right to say no, you should say no to being married. If you gonna be denying your husband sex, if you a hoe like that, where you done had so much where he can't even please you, like he can't even be himself in the bed, then you are the person that I'm talking about, that marriage is not for you. Stop trying to be like your friends and your sisters and them. It's not for you. You not the person for you. You'll just ruin some guy's life. And if you a guy and you on drugs, or you too lazy to work, or you want to hang with your boys all day, it ain't for you. See, this is why you can't promote marriage right now. Like when you got a wife, man, you can't be hanging around your boys all the time. I think you should sometimes. Don't give her that kind of power. Hang with your guys sometimes, but not all the time. But these people is parading now. And one of them in particular, I ain't gonna even say their name, because this person appears to be like a good example. I don't know her, but she consistently appears for months to be a good example of a wife, but don't promote marriage. You can't, not right now. You got to get these people's minds right. Got to get their hearts right. They got to understand what they're getting into. And that's why when I start my church back up, I'm telling them, no marriage license. Like, hey, I'll vouch for your marriage. I'll show you how to do it. But if you got that marriage license, I don't want nothing to do with that. Because you headed for disaster. And I'm not finna spend all my time counseling some dude that gave his wife advantages that God didn't give her. So I can show you how to do it if, once a person knows that that's what you want to do. But you don't break your family up. That's why I say polygyny. Either you going to be monogamous or you're going to be polygynous. But there is no in between. If you sneaking behind your wife back and she think you ain't, that's what cheating is. You making her think she the only one you dealing with, and she's not. This is why marriage is not for everybody. You got to tell them up front, I'm polygynous. Right now you're the only one. If I deal with somebody else, I'm going to run it past you and stuff like that. You cool with them and stuff. You got to know how to do this stuff. But y'all dudes y'all practically be letting women lead y'all. That's why y'all don't know how to come at them. That's why y'all don't know how to come at. I never lost that ability to deal with women. Even while married, like I just always within myself, I knew how to deal with women, even though I wasn't dealing with women. Wasn't cheating, wasn't none of that. Wasn't trying to get with them, not a single time. But that does not matter. That's why I'm polygynous now. It doesn't matter. I kid you not. I never cheated, never even came close. Women giving me signals all through the years, when I was younger and when I was older. Never did nothing. It didn't matter. Stuff still went backwards. This is why you can't promote marriage. You gotta know how these people think, how they really are. You a guy, you gotta be willing to dump. You gotta be willing to dump her. But y'all dudes be wanting to make babies and stuff like that. You can't just dump a woman that has your kids. Because she ain't going to give you your kids. not without a fight, not without wasting all this money in court. You got to know these things. How is anybody online promoting marriage with all of this going on? You say, well, then you want to make it biblical. You want to bring God in it. I'm telling you, I understood what Coach Greg Adams was saying. And shockingly, as a preacher, as a man of God, I agreed with him. I did. What he said in that debate with Hafiz was, God ain't nowhere in marriage. He said God ain't nowhere in it. And most 9.5 marriages out of 10, he ain't nowhere in it. And I agreed with him because I knew what he was saying. Because how would I not know, having been in it for all those years? It don't matter if you faithful. That's it. That's the excuse. You could be faithful, but if you the type that ain't gonna let no woman just run you and stuff like that, your marriage still could go off. My marriage didn't get where it got because I was cheating. You see what I'm saying? I'm not for everybody. I'm looking at you as a woman. You a woman. You come on, man. You not here to tell me what to do. You here to help me. But a lot of women, they try to tell their man what to do. And if he an alpha, it's gonna be trouble. He not gonna go for it. You gonna mess everything up. You gonna mess, your kids want their daddy around. You gonna mess everything up trying to tell an alpha male what to do. And none of them want to take responsibility. They always want to blame the guy. If a guy don't cheat, let's say, and even right now ain't the time. There's some details that, but I'm gonna tell you like this. Just because a person believes in a philosophy, you don't mess everything up, especially if they not practicing that philosophy. Why would you put your kids, like let me say for instance, a husband says, let's say he says, well, if you ain't gonna give me none, then I'm gonna just get somebody else to do it. But he doesn't do it. He don't do nothing. And the wife, everything just goes out of control. Just disrespect goes up. Just not getting along no more over philosophy. Let's say he said, well, I was reading this book. And I'm not even talking about me, even though it might be some truth to it, but I'm not talking about myself. Let's say a guy comes home and says, I was reading this book about polygyny and I was studying the Bible and it's right. That's the way to go, right? Let's say he did that, but he didn't do anything. And she says, well, I'm do this, I'm do that, and just goes off the deep end and just start acting different. Or another thing in marriage, you have to be able to handle failure, trials, and tribulations. Like I told y'all in that short, a woman is who she really is when things are not good. Anybody could act right when everything is going well, everything is paid, nice cars, nice house, this, that, and the other. Anybody. Even if you brought in Superhead, well, I can't use her because but anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Like almost any woman is gonna act good when things are good. Especially if she's a selfish person and you giving her way. But what happens the time you choose not to give her way? A lot of them can't bounce back. Y'all don't know about marriage. That's why y'all promoting it. Kevin Samuels was good at what he did because he saw success and failure in his marriages. I don't want to hear from nobody with just success. You can't tell nobody nothing. Look at the world, man. Look what's going on in the world. How you gonna teach somebody about marriage and you never experienced failure? Where she done called you names to the point none of your ex-girlfriends called you that, but yet you gotta take care of her, you gotta protect her, you gotta provide for her, and then y'all make up and she do it again. And y'all make up and she do it again. And y'all make up and she do it again. After a while, most guys gonna react. Or let's flip side. Same thing, all these guys ain't innocent either. Let's say for instance, a guy has a drug problem. And he say, I'm trying to quit, just take me back one more time. And he keep doing it, he keep doing it, he keep doing it. To be in a marriage, you can't be selfish, you can't be lazy, you can't have no addictions. You can't, if you're a woman, you can't have other men. If you're a man, you can't have other women that your wife don't know about. If you're gonna deal with another woman, be polygynous. Let them both be your wives. Y'all sneaking around. And then you catch gonorrhea, or you get one of them asymptomatic diseases, and now you done gave it to her. You see? Because as a man, you got to be blameless. You can't give them any reason because you know they want to play the victim. That's one reason why even when things start going wrong, I said, I ain't dealing with no women. Ain't going to be no victim plan. You want to get out there and get down with other guys? You're going to have to do it on your own. Y'all dudes be letting these women play victim because y'all not presenting a blameless husband. Y'all not being blameless. Y'all not. Now, money, we ain't talking about money. Money, people fail. Like if you have a business, if you try to have businesses and they fail, they fail. People fail. That shouldn't mess up your marriage. You just bounce back from that. That ain't the type of stuff that should mess a marriage up. That's the excuse people use. Because sometimes, let's be honest, if a woman ain't really got to suck on balls A, balls B, balls C, y'all think low body count is the solution? No, it's not. Because if you got a low body count person that has trauma, or it's not a true low body count. A true low body count is a woman who didn't do nothing. She wasn't tonguing guys. She wasn't getting fingered. They wasn't dry humping her. All of that's body count. If she did all that, that's body count. So what happens is sometimes they get curious. Now they having emotional affairs. That's how it works. Just like for guys, if you used to getting some and she not giving you none or not frequent, not regular enough, then you gonna get the jag. And let's say you jag on a day she wanna do something and now you like this. See, I don't believe a married man should have to jag. If you got a jag and you married, you with the wrong woman. She should have your stuff emptied out. You should have what she would think is erectile dysfunction. Because of her, she should be causing it by keeping you emptied out. Like, that last one took something out of me. I don't think I'm ready for you no more yet, baby. It shouldn't be you just squishy because of what you not get. So these are some of the reasons why I think it's a grift for anyone to be promoting marriage right now. Anybody thinking to get married, they should be sitting down with somebody who has success and failures and is going to tell you the truth. Going to tell you, man, you put me in, you don't want nobody in the business. Yep, that right there is ruining people's lives. Your unwillingness to tell people what it's really like. You hurting them. You're not helping them. You're not helping them. Like for me, for instance, I always had multiple women. I told y'all I got 4 nicknames, 4 aliases, and one of them had to do with my way with the women. It was that. It was other things too why people start calling me that, but that was the main reason, because I was always hooking people up. They always had friends. I was hooking people up. So they start calling me this particular thing. We ain't getting into that on YouTube. That's the main nickname that I have here in the city. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one, only real one. So if you go to people in my age group and you ask, hey, did you know such and such? I was kind of known now. Everybody might not know me. But I had, I was kind of known out here. I started acting a fool, man. I always had it in me. I was always the ringleader, always doing this, doing that, bad kid. Then I had my little period of time where I was good in the smart kids class, trying to stay out of trouble. Still was doing little stuff. That was the most part, trying to stay out of trouble. But when all of that ended, all that football and college, and I just went crazy out here. Just went crazy out here, fighting, everything. I ain't gonna go into details. Because, some of these people is feds. So you gotta watch what you say on YouTube. But, this is not the time to be promoting marriage. It's just not. It's not. It's not. But anyway, we got more stuff to talk about. This is The Truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Make sure y'all watching these videos. We need this watch time. We need the watch time. Make sure y'all watching these videos. Like, I don't care. Go to sleep to them. Let them play. You'll be helping this channel. And you will be getting blessed. So, we got a lot to talk about in a little time. Got a whole bunch to do. I got to go get my yard in order. I got to trim some bushes, stuff like that. I hate doing this on my off day, but hey, So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.